Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Edwin.
And I'm Joseph.
And this is
Edwin and Joseph Talks.
So, in the spirit of kind of Halloween week, keeping everything creepy, I guess, I wanted to talk about something that we've talked about that we've mentioned would be kind of like cool to do, but at the same time, it's like we don't want to take credibility away from ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's like the paranormal, haunted, like exploring kind of videos. I love them. Even if I know sometimes that like stuff going on is not actually what's going on, they're kind of cool to watch. But we've talked about like possibly doing it. The only thing is what gets us is like you don't ever know what's actually going on behind the camera.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool to watch these videos. You see, sometimes it's a group of people, sometimes it's, one guy or one person, and they go into these haunted places, abandoned places, and, they're walking around, they got their night vision going, and then all of a sudden you start hearing, like, doors slamming, you start hearing footsteps, things walking up and down hallways and stairs. There's been a couple ones where they're in one room and you see lights flicker on and off in another room. And it's hard to distinguish, like, whether or not that's going on or if there's somebody, kind of behind the scenes slamming the door and doing this and doing that. And it's like, so let me explain my interest in it. I don't believe in a lot of things, that. And afterlife is actually one of those things I don't believe in. The only thing that's ever interested me in it is actually finding out this stuff, like seeing if it is real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always caught my interest. Even though I don't believe in it, it's always caught my interest with that stuff because I want to know. And I think it's been about like 2 months that I brought it up to you about trying to do one of those videos. Mm-hmm. And you brought up a really good point, and that's we don't know what's bull and what's legit when it comes to those videos. And you start talking about like our video or our channel being too fake about it, or and that's something that I don't want to bring to the channel. Like,
yeah.
I don't want people to sit there, they just make these hokey videos and stuff now.
When you had first brought those up to me, I remember when a lot of the ghost shows, Ghost Hunters,
Ghost
Adventures, all those shows were popping up and stuff. And me and I have quite a few of my family members, like we would watch them, we were into them and stuff. I even went ghost hunting. I kind of told you about
you
that
told me the story about that
experience. And when you brought it up, that was my first thing is, if we went to a place that was haunted and we actually got credible video,
who would believe us?
How would it look on video? Like, because that's the hard part. Because I've seen video that you could have said was real, but at the same time, you can stand back and go, is this Hollywood foolery? Is this, fake? And I've met people that has had credible experiences, but at the same time, the hard part with, and I was telling you, paranormal and ghost encounters is that it's very personal. It's a very personal thing. So even if you tell a story, somebody can say, well, that's fake, or this is, you might have been experiencing this is why this was going on.
See, and that's like, even with us, that would be my point of view on it. I always try to find an explanation for why this happened.
Yeah.
That door slam, there was a gust of wind or something,
And at the same time, it's kind of hard where we still kind of want to do something like this, but we're just not for sure how to do it to where if we have a legit experience that people are going to be like, nah, they're just making that up.
Somebody's behind the door. Yeah. Somebody's running up and down the hallway.
There one time, and were we recording? I think we were just drinking. We were recording. We were doing a test.
Yeah.
And we were talking about our just different experiences that we had. You know, I've had some experiences where I believe in paranormal activity. I believe it exists. I do have different beliefs than what Edwin has. We're very open about it. We don't tell each other, well, that's wrong. You know, we respect each other's opinions on it. But through it, that's how we kind of, where we came with the idea of Edwin and Joseph Talks, because we talk about
everything,
and we have, for the most part, we're like-minded, but there's certain things that we're just like, nah. Like,
I think the only thing we're really ever 100% like-minded about is just the UFO thing. Like, outside of there, we pretty much have, like, we'll have similar views.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of, like, separate things with the both of us in it, too.
So, you know, when it comes to paranormal, you know, I believe in stuff like that. I believe, you know, demons. Yeah, I kind of, there's certain things that, along with, like, UFOs and aliens, I have my own personal beliefs on. I believe certain sightings of ghosts are kind of almost like a trapped memory. You know,
that makes sense.
Yeah, you hear about they'll see a ghost, but they do the same thing every single time.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like something that's stuck in time.
Yeah, it's a trapped energy that just forever loops.
Almost like a video or something, like repeat it.
But I do believe that, you know, some of the souls are here and they're trying to do whatever they can to get where they're supposed to. They just can't because their physical body is gone. There's no way that I can really just kind of prove this. In fact, I just read an article about a scientist that pretty much he doesn't believe anything about it and, you know, claims to be able to debunk every single situation. But that goes down to real life cases of like exorcisms and stuff.
See, I was about to ask you about that. Like, do you believe in possession? Do you believe in, like, you know, the exorcism, like the not what you see in movies, but like the stories and stuff that have been like documented? Do you believe that stuff happened?
Like,
do you believe it's possible for a person to be taken over by like a spirit or demon, whatever it is?
I do. I don't know.
You and me both.
That's why I stopped. I seen the light came on. I didn't say Google.
You know what? Though?
You and me both. It disagreed.
That was creepy, dude.
That was weird that we're talking about. I'm going to keep that in there.
That was the weirdest
I
thing,
hope the
dude.
mic picked that up.
Oh, man. That was, yeah.
Okay, so in case the mic didn't pick that, we're talking about possessions and stuff, and I said do. Well, you're supposed to say, I'm not going to say it loud, Google. So, and then it comes on, but I said do, and it said you and me both.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm not.
But anyways, I do believe that, you know, somebody can be possessed by like evil spirits or demons. I don't believe it's something that happens all the time. I'm not going to believe in the church hype of where you see those ridiculous videos of, you know, the pastors and stuff and they're flopping on the floor.
No, that.
I believe all that is
all the way.
a show to bring in money on the wrong side of a church. But no, I believe it can happen. It's funny. I don't really believe in Ouija boards. I've had 3 of them at one time.
Yeah, see, I've always wanted to try one, but I've never.
Well, the thing with it, though, is I believe a lot of that is still psychological. Now, the story that I got when I got mine, that I got it from a friend of mine that was her sister's. And it was said that her sister tried to burn them 3 times.
And it wouldn't burn.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about people trying to burn it. I've heard stories where like people played it, it freaked them out, so they went and tossed it like in a dumpster. They come home and it's there again.
I hear stuff about they've done it and then the house becomes, haunted, blah, blah, blah. I don't really believe in them. I think it's a lot of psychological stuff.
See, one thing I've always wanted to hear, just going back really quick to the possession thing, every time I've heard a story about it, like about possession and an exorcism being to be done, it's always been to a religious person. I've never heard somebody who doesn't believe to have been possessed.
Well, see, that's where I know of cases that you hear mostly about, like the possessions with like the Catholic Church and stuff, because they have the priests that are ordained to actually
perform the exorcism.
An exorcism. But when you start researching, like some of the Caribbean and African religions that have to do with like voodoo and stuff, they believe in possession, and that's where a lot of the zombies first came
like
up, because they
the
have
Haitians and stuff with the voodoo.
Now they have voodoo priests that do exorcists and stuff like that. Other cultures, though, but I don't think you hear about them because it's not really documented. It's mostly the
Catholic Church is usually
Catholic,
the ones you hear about.
Especially the ones that have taken up like movie roles and stuff. The Exorcist of Emily Rose,
or the Exorcist.
And that's really where you get a main thing. If you were to ask a Catholic priest if they can do an exorcism, they're going to try to not do it.
Right.
Well, that's kind of like a last
yeah.
That's like a last resort. And even them, I don't know even if they go into it kind of skeptical
about it.
That's not my area of expertise. So, I've never really delved into that, or nor do I want to. It's not something that, even if I didn't really believe in it, I don't think I would want to start playing with. You know what I mean?
Ouija board, yeah.
Like, I would have done a Ouija board, but one, I had three of them, like I said, at one time, but I had no friends that wanted to do it with me. Yeah. And, but it's not, I don't know, it's not something that personally, like at this state, like I believe in and stuff. I'm not going to try to do any rites to bring any spirits down. There's been a couple times I've kind of been a part of it, but it's something now that I've grown. Like, I'm not going to try to bring any ill harm to myself that I don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, getting back to actual just ghost part of stuff.
Back to the topic.
Yeah.
So we talked about, so we were talking about how, we wanted to try it, but at the same time, we don't want to look like liars or like we're trying to trick people. How, like in instances, like we talked about ghost adventures and ghost hunters, they always go to like big spots. They go to like old historical buildings. They've gone to castles and stuff where it's just a huge space. How hard or how easy do you think it would be to like manipulate an environment like that to where you can make it look like something's happening when it's not, and it's such a big area?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways, because one thing they use is they pick up voices.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, if you want to manipulate that, you can have somebody on the background or even edit in your own stuff.
And just make the sounds in there?
Now, I have had a friend that's caught stuff on tape, and he's played it for me, but he's not a ghost hunter. He's not trying to post it or anything. That one I was like, okay, that's probably legit. It's like I said, it's really hard because when you can do a lot of Hollywood behind the scenes to produce a show like that.
Yeah.
At the same time, I still want to do maybe some episodes where we do that. It just, that one I want a lot of feedback of the viewers. If we do go to somewhere and try this, what do you guys want to see as in proof, or how we actually do the proof for it? I mean, that's the main thing. I have a good idea of what equipment to actually get, and it's not going to cost too terrible amount of money. We just got to get a simple snap camera, a voice recorder. Basically, they've always said if you have a magnetic old school voice recorder, that those will pick up better than a digital. Basically we'll just take what we shoot on and we go.
I mean, it's something we both, like, we're just interested in. We just want to know, like, we don't want to look like we're trying to pull a veil over somebody's face.
You know, if there's a specific spot that, if you're a viewer and that you know or feel that's haunted, that we can go to, we'll gladly do it.
Southern California pretty much is,
I mean,
we're not at the funding to where we can go to another state right now and do that, but anything local to Southern California, around Los Angeles, San Diego, you know, somewhere in between there, I mean, I'd be pretty down to go.
Yeah, I'll take you to Missouri. We can go.
Go to Missouri, I guess.
There's a couple spots I know of that that were old Civil War spots, and people have claimed to see like troops of Civil War soldiers walking across.
I think I've heard of that, dude.
I've heard of it in a few different spots, but there's a couple different spots like where I grew up that it was supposed to happen.
Dude,
That'd be kind of cool.
I know a couple spots in Kentucky, dude, from living out there, and like,
you know, the further you go out east, you have more experiences because.
Well, that's where the Americas started.
Yeah, it's been there a lot longer. Now, if we do something like this, though, one, this is not our profession.
Mm-mm.
Two, we're not scientists. Three, Edwin's going to go in skeptical. I'm going to go in skeptical on the point of trying to make it so you guys know it's not a BS experience.
Yeah.
Because that was my major thing when he brought it up. I was like, well, I don't want to go somewhere and then everybody be like, oh, they're just making it up. If we have some type of experience, I want to show it to you guys so you know it was an experience, nothing more. We're not doing it for fame or trying to get we want people to see it, but
we're not doing it for attention, though. I mean, it's just something like I said, I don't believe in this stuff, so I legit want to see, like, if it's actually happening. Like, I want to see the proof to it. I want to see if it's real.
And I believe in it. I just want to show this dude some weird stuff, because that's what we like to talk about, just weird stuff. So it is Halloween week. That's why we kind of wanted to do this episode. If you guys have any information, especially in Southern California, of what to check out, of how you would like to see it, where it's not just total BS, if you would even like to see something like that, comment.
Let us know. We'll I mean, if it's within our distance, we'll check it out. We'll go look at it.
I'm not afraid to go check it out. He's apparently not either.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
So with that, like, comment, subscribe if you've never subscribed or just new to the channel. And with that, guys, thank you.
And we'll see you later.